Namaste. Today I am going to say about Swami Vivekananda history. He was born in Calcutta in the year 1863 on January 12th. In his childhood, he was called as Narendranath Datta. After growing, he became a pivotal Indian Hindu monk and a philosopher who popularized Vedanta and yoga in the West. He became the chief disciple of mystic Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and played a key role in reviving Hinduism while promoting interfaith harmony. His life was marked as a blend of spiritual pursuit and a social reform until his early death on July 4th in the year 1902. In his early life, Narendranath grew up in a prosperous Bengali family, showing early interest in spirituality amid influences from Western thought and Brahma Samaj. At the age of 18, he met Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, whose guidance made him to transform into a devoted disciple, leading to his monastic vows as a sannyasin. He traveled to India as a wandering monk, witnessing poverty under British rule, which fueled his vision for social upliftment. Swami Vivekananda, known in childhood as a Narendra or Naren, he was called with these names, featured in a popular anecdote about his early spiritual focus during a meditation game with friends. This story illustrates his innate concentration power. The young Narendra and his friends played a game mimicking wandering monks by meditating with eyes closed. A cobra approached, prompting his panicked friends to flee while shouting warnings, but Narendra remained deeply immersed, unaware of the danger. The snake reared up, spread its hood, observed him briefly, then bowed and slithered away without any harm to him. Astonishing onlookers, his parents and neighbors later hailed it as a divine protection from his God focused meditation. Some of the narrated in biographies says that the tale highlights Narendra's fearless spirituality from childhood, foreshadowing his future as a monk. It emphasizes concentration's protective aura, a recurring theme in Vivekananda's teachings on yoga and self realization. Yes, there are still several childhood stories about him. Swami Vivekananda portray extraordinary spiritual and prodigious abilities often framed as a miracles in hagiographic accounts. From early childhood, Narendra experienced nightly visions upon closing his eyes. A radiant light spot between his eyebrows would expand, bursting into white radiance, bathing his body, ushering profound spiritual states during sleep. At the age of 7, he memorized entire Sanskrit grammar texts like Mugdha and epic passages from Ramayana and Mahabharata after single hearings. He once corrected wandering minstrels' error in Ramayana chanting, astonishing them. As a naughty child, Narendranath, restless and uncontrollable, tantrums ceased instantly when his mother poured cold water on his head while chanting Lord Shiva's name on warned that Shiva would bar him from Kailasha, revealing initiate spiritual sensitivity. Yes, Swami Vivekananda's childhood accounts include several other visions and spiritual natural experiences beyond the Cobra incident drawn from biographies and his own recollections. From early childhood, Narendra saw a luminous point between his eyebrows upon closing his eyes at bedtime. It expanded into a multicolored ball, burst into white radiance bathing his body, burst into white radiance bathing his body, and induced deep spiritual states before sleep. He assumed this was universal until later learning it marked his meditative predisposition persisting lifelong. At the age of 15, during a family bullock journey through scenic hill near Raipur, gazing at a massive beehive on a cliff filled him with awe for divine providence, causing complete loss of external consciousness and prolonged inner joy. While meditating before Lord Shiva, the Shiva image with friends, emulating ancient sages, he glimpsed a serenely luminous monk with staff and bowl, possibly Buddha, who seemed about to speak before fear broke the trance. Nightly before sleep, Narendra envisioned two contrasting destinies. One was a worldly householder with wealth and family, and the other a homeless sannyasin devoted to God, foreshadowing his actual path. Swami Vivekananda described his early mystical experience as a profound, innate vision that revealed divine realities often occurring spontaneously in childhood and intensifying later through spiritual practices. He recounted seeing a luminous spot between eyebrows each night before sleep, expanding into a radiant orb that bathed him in the light and induced ecstatic states which he initially believed everyone experienced. These visions marked his early meditative aptitude, persisting throughout life as a sign of inner awakening. At the age of 15, during a scenic journey starting at a cliffside beehive filled with awe for divine providence, leading to total loss of external awareness and prolonged inner bliss. Upon Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa touch during their first meeting, Vivekananda vividly described everything streets, people, objects as manifestations of Brahman, rendering the world dream like. He tested reality by banging his head on railings, overwhelmed until normalcy returned days later. He called it a magic touch, stupefying him into non dual realization. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa explained Vivekananda's transformation after his touch as a awakening of latent spiritual perfection from past lives, channeling Narendra's subconscious into superconscious realms through divine grace. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa instantly identified Narendra as a spiritual mature, a dhyana siddha, meditation adept from birth due to his childhood visions confirming through Nirvikalpa Samadhi that Narendra would spread his message globally. He viewed the touch as a redirecting Narendra's powerful intellect toward God realization, protecting him from premature overwhelm by highest states. During Narendra's trance, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa divined his past deeds and future mission, declaring him already perfect from previous incarnations, with the touch merely unlocking this readiness like a key for the ride. This marked Narendra's shift from doubt to devotion, solidifying his role as a destined disciple. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa described the event as awakening Narendra's innate spiritual perfection ripened from past lives, thirsting him into superconscious Nirvikalpa Samadhi beyond ordinary intellect. He revealed Narendra's prior births as a yogi and his destined world mission, stating the touch unlocked subconscious divinity while protecting him from full premature absorption. The trance lasted days with Narendra testing reality by striking walls until normal perception returned. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa assured him of future guidance, marking Narendra's shift from rational skepticism to devoted discipleship. Swami Vivekananda profoundly shaped Indian nationalism by infusing it with spiritual vigor, self confidence, and a call to selfless service, awakening a dormant national pride amid colonial rule. He urged Indians to worship the motherland as a supreme deity, blending Vedantic spirituality with patriotism through iconic calls like arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached, fostering fearlessness against British exploitation. This elevated nationalism beyond politics, rooting it in dharma, cultural heritage, and inner strength to uplift the masses from poverty and ignorance. His ideas inspired leaders like Subhash Chandra Bose, who called him the maker of modern India, Gandhi, Aurobindo, and Nehru, galvanizing youth toward social reform, education, and assertive independence. Through Ramakrishna's mission, humanitarian work, he modeled nation building via service, emphasizing character building Vedanta over mere territorial loyalty. Swami Vivekananda profoundly influenced key Indian freedom fighters through his teachings on self reliance, spiritual strength, fearlessness, and patriotic services to the motherland. Gandhi credited Vivekananda's writings with infusing him with immense energy, shaping his philosophy of non-violent resistance rooted in inner moral power and national awakening. Subhash Chandra Bose. Netaji Bose revered Vivekananda as the maker of modern India, drawing inspiration from his call for muscles of iron and nerves of steel to fuel his militant nationalism and Indian National Army efforts. And Balagangadhar Tilak and Sri Aurobindo. Tilak adopted Vivekananda's assertive cultural revivalism in Swadeshi movement while Aurobindo transformed with Vedantic patriotism into revolutionary activism against British rule. Whereas Bhagat Singh said the revolutionary internationalized Vivekananda's emphasis on sacrifice, fearlessness, and nation service, recommending his books to comrades while embracing Marxism. Swami Vivekananda's speeches profoundly inspired Indian nationalists by blending spiritual revival with patriotic fervor, igniting self confidence and cultural pride. Delivered upon his return from the West, Vivekananda urged worshipping the motherland as the sole deity of for 50 years, declaring, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. This galvanized youth toward selfless national service, influencing revolutionaries like Aurobindo and Tilak. Meditating on India's Kanyakumari was the last bit of rock. He envisioned national regeneration through spiritual strength and mass upliftment, rejecting slavery and calling for fearless sacrifices. These ideas fueled Gandhi's moral nationalism and Bose's militant resolve.